Hi there. Here's a fun little lesson for you today. Here's a cool tool for those of us to shoot reloads for our high power competition. This is a primer pocket gauge, which will let you know if your primer pockets have been blown out because of repeated firings, or even one firing if you happen to shoot super hot loads. So this little tool has two little plugs in it. One's a go gauge, one's a no-go gauge, and they will fit into the primer pocket. I have three examples to show you. I'll show you the first one, which is a normal case right here. And in this case, the go gauge will insert into the primer pocket, and the no-go gauge will not. That tells you that that primer pocket is good to put another primer in. Okay? Now, this is a crimped case that still has the crimping on it, and neither the go gauge nor no-go gauge will go in it. So this is a sign that this kind of ammunition needs to be swaged before you can actually use it for reloading. This is pretty common if you get once fired military brass, in that the crimps are not yet removed from the brass, and you're going to have to run them through some sort of a cutter or a swager. I like using a swager in order to get the primer pocket to correct dimensions, and the tool itself is actually designed to help you make sure that you have the correct amount of swage or cut in there, not taking out too much metal. So this is one of my long line loads. Basically shoots an 80 grain Sierra, comes out at a fairly good clip for shooting 600 yards, and after a few firings, this one, the go gauge will go in and a no-go gauge will go in. So at that point, essentially, that primer pocket is blown up. If you actually put a primer in this thing, it will go in, and if you tap it on a table, the primer pocket will fall right back out, which is not a good thing, because if you were to stick one of these in your gun and the primer and the primer were to fall out, it'll fall into your action, jam the rifle, and make for not very good day. Anyway, use one of these tools. They're fairly cheap and quite useful, and they'll keep your ammunition out of trouble while you're reloading, especially, you know, your third round or third loading in. That's about the time you need to really start watching this kind of stuff. Okay, so hope you have fun, and keep them in the middle.